Hey, what's up? I'm Gabby, just Gabby, and welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. Okay, hello. So I want to talk about some manga that I read weeks ago. I don't remember everything, even again weeks. So I'm just gonna, well, not half it, but try to explain the best I can about what I read. Put that away somewhere, and hopefully the camera will stay up and look at me. And I won't be able to explain everything on camera, mostly because I forgot some things. I'm missing a lot of details, first of all, already. And there's not a lot of minutes left on this camera. So, besides that, I also don't want to explain everything on camera. So, here we go. And I'm going to do it while eating. I'm eating, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, I'm eating this. That comes with the room. This is my breakfast. This is last day, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time. So let's start with portion of the first one of the two, which is, this is so dry now. Okay, concentrate. Which one I was going to talk about? The one with the villainess. Yeah, okay, so I forgot the title, but here it is. And so to start with, they started cute. They were very cute. I really like the couple. I especially love the cuddling scenes. They're adorable. And so basically where it left off is where the sea, I won't say sea witch, no, sea fairy has done a spell or whatever. She put herself to sleep, basically, essentially. And so the princess queen, is she a queen or a princess? I forgot. She wants to help. Oh, she's a princess though. Okay. And she decided to help because she's learning about these hidden stages. I mean, the hidden stages, she don't know what's there. And she knows about them. And she thinks that they could help save the fairy sea queen. But because I think because the fairy queen can give them the powers, both to Asset and her. And so to do that, so she decided to start looking by looking at this map and tell me, can you tell the difference between old map and new map? Because I couldn't tell the difference. Like, okay, I think that's the reason why. Because nothing changed there, and so she decided to go there, and she decided to go. Oh, so they did find out what's there behind the forest, because the fairies told them. The forest fairy, apparently, the forest fairy can teach us the fairy's history. Like, oh, that's very convenient and interesting, and also funny. Funny. If I wish they will show that more instead of what they would be showing. Okay. That would have been a more interesting thing to kind of, depending how they did it. The artist wrote it. Either. Anyway, I digress. So she goes into she sneaks out because for some reason she don't have permission to go on her own. She has to sneak out. And she gets the servant in trouble, but I think that's hilarious. Again, I don't know why she has to sneak out. She should just be able to just go. It's not like she's going anywhere dangerous, but apparently, according to her husband, she is. Oh, possible ginger. I don't know about that later, but anyway, I'm gonna hit myself. So she sneaks out and she meets one of the new characters, which, again, don't make sense. Don't know why they exist. Don't know why they're there. But that's soon going to be revealed later when the other character knows him. So it makes like, oh, they were there all along. It's not like a new character that pop out. No, there's still like new characters that pop out. And if nowhere to make it worse, the new character pretty much who used to get along with them started acting mean to them and started distancing themselves. And she was also the ex-fiance of Aquasted, and she was supposed to play the villainess for the other character, but instead now she's supposed to be the villainess for our main character. Has some memories and stuff. That's why she started acting like a villain. So I'm like, okay, this is so stupid and convoluted. I still don't like them. I still don't like them. I still don't think they make sense into the whole arc of the story. I think there's a better way to do it. Maybe they can make like quizzes and stuff to make it even harder to get it. That way, there was behind the rings. It was very convenient. Anyway. Okay, I have something. So one more thing. They went on a date with Ashton, and so I move on from the pasta to eating this rice, and I want to talk about a little bit about the other one before it time's up on this thing. Ooh. Okay, so the next manga I want to talk about, the other manga I want to talk about was the one with the heron. So the second volume of the where the other one. By the way, I should start with saying spoilers. Oh, she bumped into the prince by coincidence when she was going out with her, and the prince was automatically jealous of knowing that she was going out with someone, but very relaxed and confirmed when it was the person he's going on with, not only a woman, but also her maid. I just didn't be feeling, so I'm wanting to eat later. I have to leave at 10, and I know that I'm contemplating to go automatically leave or just stick around until the plate's open. But anyway, I regress. Going back to the story. I took my English just to refresh my memory. So she tried to run away, which I think was very cute. She tried her hardest to run away, and she blamed on her dress. But honey, I don't think it's a dress. I do think most of it is the dress, but I think just like the way how slow she runs, like she's giving her all, and she's really moving. I think it's very, really and cute. Honestly, if you wouldn't want to run a little faster, I would have ripped the dress, but whatever. And the guy was just casually following her behind. I forgot his name. I forgot the person's name. I don't remember her name either. Anyway, they walked around. It was very cute. And initially, she made cookies, and when his assistant came to give her the new handkerchief, she was disappointed that he wasn't there because she made him cookies as a thanks for taking her out, buying her stuff. So she's like, I'll just make it. This is not for because I like him or anything. It's just for thanks. She's pining for him. Although she originally wanted to go for the assistant, she somehow automatically over one book in a chapter fell hard for the prince. Which is funny, but they try to make it up that she already was in love with him, and she was very much in love with his voice. She was always stating how much she likes his. She was always stating how much she likes his voice. The previous one. So now she's like, oh no, I can't hear his voice. I just love it. I'm like, okay, whatever. That's our point of stand to know that there are one shipping, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I do ship them. Only because the book is shipping them, but I don't care. I think it's just hilarious. And I'm here for it. Nothing more when I explain to you. You get further into the plot. So, what am I to? Okay, so so she was disappointed that he didn't jump in, and all coincidences. He had the same feeling too, because he just showed the fuck up on her yard on a horse. I'm like, what the fuck? And he was looking out her window, or up towards where he thinks her window is. I'm like, what the? Did my father give you permission to walk your horse around my yard? Because I don't understand why you're here on a horse in my yard. I digress. Again, this is the kind of manga we're going with. This is what I like it. Enjoyed it. It's very campy to me. You have your own opinions. Anyway, she managed to give him the cookies, a giant bag of cookies, which he loved and he enjoyed, and then he supposedly left. And the reason why, the reason he couldn't come because he had a lot of work, but he couldn't do his work unless he sees her. Okay, so he left, and then another character that's pining for her is technically her half stepbrother. Not even her. She's adopted. So, but they grew up as siblings. So, even though the character is technically, what's it called? Transmuted pestle. She still doesn't care for I think the boy is her brother. She still have the heroism memories. So technically, it is her. She is a character, but also she's have her other members. Oh, it's confusing. Anyway, explaining right now. Bitches do. her brother is in love with her and wants to be with her, and gets jealous when other guys pop up. So his plan was to give her sedative. He snipped sedative in her tea, and thankfully the girl locked her door, sensing that she's in danger for her brother. So her brother couldn't get in and do anything to her. And she jumped out the window. And somehow, this mad lad is still there. So, here's the thing. In the panel where he has a horse, you can tell that, okay, so it's wide. But you don't know how wide. First, and she jumped out the window, so you don't even know how far she jumped. I'm going to guess far because in the first panel with this horse, you didn't see how far the distance is. From the gate from her house to the gate. So, it's okay to assume that she has a wide estate, but how wide for this guy to still be here and showed up right in the most convenient timing, and then which way was he turning? Like, did he went around her house? Like, dude, you have work. Why are you here? How do you appear here all of a sudden at the right moment? And that's what get into me, and that will confuse me. I'm like, okay, whatever, let's work with it. Anyway. Come back to you for the rest of it. Hello everybody, I'm back in New York. So I want to, I'm originally meant to do this recording in Japan, but I didn't get the time to or chance to, or because I have like a lot of other videos to edit, so I had no space to do so. But I want to try to do it now. Finish this conclusion and finish the summary and conclusion, but via voiceover because I still don't have a lot of space, so gotta do those first. So please enjoy the voiceover with me illustrating or doing animation. Yeah, I don't plan this thing ahead of time, so yeah. Hello. So while I have back and I have the books with me, I decided to take a look over them again before I continue finishing it. I don't remember where I left off, so I just took a hit I guess where I left rereading the part where the new character, again, don't remember name, I just read it too. By the way, I'm talking about this while I'm fighting sleep. I fell asleep. I was falling asleep before I read it. It has nothing to do with the book. It's just I'm just tired. Okay. So, well, it actually has some more meaning going to bed late. But anyway. Where I was going with this? Oh yeah, book. Where I left off. Not technically left off. So, I think the thing I want to go over, reinstate, and what I'm going to finish saying is that, I think I actually did end up seeing the whole thing by accident. The whole book. I meant to say half, but pretty much she found what she think is entrance, and then she learned about the new characters whose name was mentioned, but I keep still forgetting. She got pretty much punished, which is really weird, but more about that later. She gets punished, and she went on a date, and the guy got jealous or worried or whatever, and now he also wants to find the rings, or sorry, the treasure or something like that. Anyway. So the thing I had problems was the new character, how they introduced them and how they flowing them into the story, and each time, and I feel like, okay, let me backtrack and just rather than just throwing in talk. So what I think is like the reason why the story is this particular volumes, is that so it's no surprise how the manga industry works, but it could be a detriment. This one here is how is another detriment. It's not just one, but another one. If you never know about the power system, then this is, yeah, anyway. Just randomly. So, how it could be ineffective in terms of storytelling because it feels like misplaced or forced in. It doesn't feel natural and it's just irritating. Well, to me, at least. I don't feel as intrigued and then just annoyed and okay, you know what I'm trying to say. Angry. So each time I have a question and then when it's answered, it brings up another question. It's kind of like Hydra, the Hydra effect, basically of questions. So first of all, she is a character that pre-existed Tia Rose in terms of like is living in that city or no country. She lives in a country, that new country. However, when it comes to how they introduced her, it makes me question. Okay, first of all, they mentioned that at least for a week she was engaged to this character. Dang it, Aqua said it was engaged to this character. So first of all, if you don't know anything about royalty, you should. Even if you don't follow royalty, like for example, modern royalty, where hello, before Margaret Michael and Prince, I forgot his name. Before they got married, they did bring up his previous engagement, and this is not just in modern times. Even in back then, if they had a record, they held all the records, held records of every wife, that or husband that was married, killed, have affair, mistress, so on and so forth, what have you. So it's not so. What I'm trying to say, it is quite common for people to know, even if it's just for a week, about the engagement. But there was nothing that brought it up. At least I didn't see anything in the books I have where they mentioned that he was briefly engaged, which would have still been brought up. Even if they weren't fully married, the engagement was still something that would have been brought up early in the story. And if you don't have to mention a full character, just bring up his engagement, which would have been much more another natural way to bring the character in, just instead of just like popping out of nowhere. And then another thing is, if she had her memories, past memories, that she lived another life, why only now is she looking for the stages? I feel like I get the feeling she, from how they were explaining her, how she was nice to them, all of a sudden became mean one day. And I was like, okay, why didn't she look for the stages? Does she really? I don't know anything about the game. First of all, they didn't really explain much of the game. Another thing that irritated me is that they don't explain anything about this ultimate game. This world's based off of. So it really does feel like they're just doing anything at the wall. So the characters' reasoning sounds, dang, what's the word? Unreasonable. It doesn't seem logical. There you go. Like she could have looked for these stages while she was still there. There was absolutely no reason why she couldn't. From what I'm guessing, they didn't explain why does it have to be a specific time or date to look for the rings. They just say these are hidden stages, and they prefer specifically use hidden stages. And I get that in a game, you have to wait till everything to play, but this is their life. This is literal life. They don't have to wait until blank to happen. You could do it anytime. So it feels really illogical and a little stupid, basically. And that's just my opinion. You could totally disagree with me. Waffle. Okay, so I get that they're worried, right? Okay, so moving. And there's more to it, but I'm just gonna move on. Yeah, I'm just gonna move on. And if I ever bring up something else, I'll bring it up in another video, whatever, what have you. So anyway, moving on to Tia Rose, Aquastead, and I forgot the maid, but they mentioned her name again. I don't remember maids besides Tia Rose, Aquastead. That's all I can remember now. So, and Pearl, but that's the Fairy Queen, Sea Fairy Queen name. So between the two, they when Tia Rose came back home, returned home. Naturally, I understand that they're angry because they're worried, but it doesn't make sense for punishing her. They literally punishing. Technically, she is adult. Oh well, she's married, so I still think it's really weird that how they are punishing her like a child. I don't. I think that's really funny and hilarious, and that's also very weird. I don't think they should be able to punish her as a child, I think is good enough for them to be viscerally angry. I don't think they need to close her kitchen and prevent her from eating sweets and feed her vegetables. I mean, actually, I understand they're closing the kitchen, actually. But I don't think they need to, like, stop her from eating sweets and force her to eat vegetables. It sounds very, very, very even more kiddish when they get push it to, because I think it went too far, personally. But that's, I guess, again, us just me personally. I feel like I'll just start close the kitchen at least for a day. It's like, oh, you like to play? Oh, you're sick, huh? Because they did mention this. You're sick, huh? Well, you can't cook. So I'm just gonna like just close the kitchen for your health. I understand that. I actually kind of make poke fun of it. And it's a bit of a way of getting back, and I probably would do the same thing. And so I think that's good enough. And it's not like a one day thing. No, they continue it. So again, that's why I said I think it went too slightly too far. Um, I don't know. Maybe she finally had sweets from the day after, but I think they really was actual general punishment. So I don't think so. Again, this is just my personal feelings. And then the thing about wanting power because they think Taro's going strong. I think she's not going strong. She's just putting more practice, my dude. You could do the same thing. You don't need a ring for that. Just practice. I understand you're a king all, but I think take 10 minutes a day to practice your magic and get stronger day by day. Anyway, that is just my opinion. I still enjoy it. Again, this parts of it I enjoy. The parts of it I get too irritated. I don't think I'll be buying any more, but so I have one more volume to read, and I will talk about it in the next video, whenever that is. I I'm pretty sure I'm going to plan it. I just haven't fully thought it out yet. So yeah, I want to talk about one book, but I haven't yet to go through it. Actually, matter of fact, I don't have much to go through. I know exactly where I'll look off to. Is when they did this plot, and I think a good thing I get to pause and think it over. So this thing is a little sketchy because first of all, she did drink was particularly her brother's fault because he gave her that. I forgot how aesthetic and said that potion that makes you go hot and bothered. There you go. That potion shows she drank it from her brother, but then to cure her, he has to plunge it out of her using his body, question mark. I'm gonna good this, okay? So I'm sorry, I'm not. So I literally try to think of it. Also, I'm tired. That is not a good excuse, but it's what to have, and it's true. So he has to. That's how they decide to heal her with his body, using his body to heal her by removing the fluids, kind of, but not the one you think of out of her body system. Um, getting getting out of her system, getting the heat out of her system. So to just so technically she is so out of it that she cannot fully consent. Although she is begging for help, but she couldn't fully consent. So I do feel like it's best sketchy. I do blame mostly the brother. He is left with very little choice. Apparently, at least that they did make a potion, but the potion does not fully have 100% effect. He still need to physical extraction through her lower half. So very so I'm sorry, this is terrible. Uh so he has to do that, or apparently he has to do it, as they made as they said, as they pretty much conferred that there's no other choice. He had to do this, and this is an R-rated kind of books, so I will say that. Even in this fast volume, although nothing happened, they should show clips of their she imagined. Technically, they never actually went to already until this book, and I don't think they do it in the next book. Well, actually, no, they do it, but not with her. I actually did take a peek. So there are some R-rated, smutty elements in these books. After the chapter after, she woke up and she has a flashback to a past, and then full flashback into the past between them and her and how they got to know each other as kids. Although she doesn't remember it, but he does, and they didn't get along. And the reason why they found each other is because they had the same technically teacher. Well, for him, it's a guardian. For her, it was technically a teacher for magic. She wanted to learn magic, and she did. She learned as much magic as she could, but she eventually stopped, and they couldn't meet no more. And so he made a request to look for her. And that's when they met at a party. He decided not to let her go, which is funny because she eventually also was in love with him, but eventually fell in love with him anyway. So there you go. Even though she couldn't really remember him. Kind of spoilers, by the way. I should have said that loud earlier before this. Anyway, that's about it for the books in conclusion. And I already kind of said my thoughts while explaining it, at least this time around with both of them. Thoroughly. This, again, I didn't say how much I did. I did enjoy it. I think I enjoyed this one more than the other book. I think it has more funnier, and I do like it shows more of a connection with the thing. That although there's not much plot going on right now, they do slowly bring in a plot as there is an issue with. I think it's going to be an inheritance with the prince. I think there is another thing. I think the plot will more come into. Oh no, there's like some kind of assassination attempt. There is a thing going around with assassination attempt that's going around. She's hoping it doesn't come true or hoping it's not her friend, so on and so forth. They haven't say why there's assassination attempt or who's planning it yet. I don't think so. Again, I have to go over this again and reread carefully. But I enjoyed this movie regardless. Otherwise, I feel like it's because of the dissonance, distraction between new characters, and they don't bring them well together. Again, I don't know why she all of a sudden needs to look for this thing, and I'm like, she's just doing this just to be a plot. But she got caught, and now it's up to the guy, and like, they're forcing them to be together. I'm like, I feel like there should be a better way. I think the next book would probably do it better justice, but it's still a bit irritating to see how it is right now. So, my personal humble opinion. Feel free to disagree with me or agree with me in the comments below. And until next time, bye!